Good evening, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Sharon Tay. Our second top story tonight. The Trump administration has failed to reach a deal with Mexico, meaning it's even more likely that a 5% tariff on all goods from Mexico will take effect on Monday.
Border Patrol says they're dealing with a, quote, full-blown emergency as arrests at the border reach record levels. But developing tonight, CBS News has learned U.S. troops deployed to the border will be turning into painters. That's right, they'll be painting barriers here in California.
This will be happening at the border in Calexico, which is a couple of hours east of San Diego. KCAL 9's Rachel Kim joins us now with the latest developments that have Democratic lawmakers fuming tonight. Rachel.
Yeah, Sharon and Juan, those Democratic lawmakers, one of them said these are soldiers, not painters. And tonight, there are significant new complications that are directly linked to the growing crisis along the southern border.
It's a move that has sparked outrage among some lawmakers. The Department of Homeland Security informed Congress today that troops deployed near the U.S.-Mexico border have been assigned to paint a mile-long stretch of barriers to improve their aesthetic appearance. The task would last about a month in the border town of Calexico. The email from the DHS said there may also be an operational benefit based on their experience with painted barriers in Nogales, Arizona. They said those allowed Border Patrol to combat the camouflaging tactics of illegal border crossers and made it more difficult for them to scale. On Twitter, Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, the second highest Democrat in the Senate, denounced the task as a disgraceful misuse of taxpayer money. Our military has more important work to do than making Trump's wall beautiful. Meanwhile, new numbers tonight from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection about how many migrants were arrested last month after illegally crossing the southern border. More than 132,000. That is the highest monthly total since 2006. President Trump calls it a crisis. His frustration is growing, and he's on the verge of placing tariffs on all imports from Mexico. Customs officials are calling it a full-blown emergency, fueled by a surge in families trying to cross the border. Since January, roughly 440,000 migrants have been apprehended. That's more than the entire population of Cleveland, Ohio.
Mexico can stop it. They have to stop it. Otherwise, we just won't be able to do business.
In Ireland, President Trump threw down the gauntlet. He vowed to slap tariffs on all Mexican goods next week if Mexico doesn't do more to prevent illegal migration. The tariffs would start at 5% and climb to 25% by October.
They go high, the companies are going to move back into the United States. That's all. It's very simple.
But his own party is rebelling.
I'm afraid that it might endanger some American jobs.
Well, let's hope this doesn't happen.
Mexico is one of America's biggest trading partners. A trade war would drive up the price Americans pay for everything from avocados to automobiles. Vice President Mike Pence, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and other top administration officials concluded a meeting at the White House with Mexican officials without reaching a deal. Mr. Trump, who is traveling overseas, tweeted that not nearly enough progress had been made to persuade him not to impose the tariffs. Mexico's president said today he's optimistic there will be an agreement as Congress threatened to block the tariffs.
I think that this is dangerous territory. This is not a way to treat a friend. It's not a way to deal with immigration.
Does the House have the votes to override a presidential veto on tariffs?
We're not talking about override. We haven't seen anything yet, except a tweet. A tweet.
Now, even Republicans have voiced opposition to the proposed tariffs on Mexican goods, with some of them insisting it would overstep presidential authority and damage the strong U.S. economy. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said many in his caucus won't support the tariffs, but it remains to be seen if Republicans would take legislative action to oppose the president. And Mr. Trump said talks will resume tomorrow. Juan, back to you.